Yo, what is up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, we're with why I think the Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West. Before the video, make sure you hit that sub and like button. We're under the 2,000 subscribers. So if you hit that sub button, that would be very much appreciated. And your like button, it just helps push the video out to new people. So that would be very much appreciated. But yeah, let's hold it to it. So, in my opinion, I think the Rams are gonna win the NFC West. Their whole team top to bottom is just insanely good. They have one of the best defenses in the league. I would probably take a top 3 defense. I'll probably put it at 1 or 2. So let's go ahead and go over the team here. So quarterback, they have Matthew Stafford, who in my opinion is around a top 10 quarterback. He doesn't have any career playoff wins, but it's not like his fault. He was never surrounded with talent in Detroit. Now that he's at the Rams, he has a way better situation, and I think he will succeed. And I think the Rams should be one of the top favorites to win the Super Bowl. But here we go at running back. So the guy Cam Akers did get injured. He's gonna be out for the season. But they do have Darrell Henderson, who is not terrible. Darrell Henderson is a very solid running back. He's not as good as Cam Akers, but Cam Akers, he was good, but he wasn't like overly amazing running back. He was solid though. But they have Darrell Henderson as their starting halfback. At wide receiver number 1, they have Robert Woods, who's a very, very solid wide receiver. He's probably a top 20, top 15 receiver in the league. He's really good. Then at wide receiver 2, they have Cooper Kupp, who's one of the best slot receivers in the league. He is really, really good. I would say he's probably getting kind of close to a top 10 wide receiver, definitely top 15. And they have Deshaun Jackson, which I don't know what he's gonna do really. He gets injured like every single game, but he will give you that at least one touchdown during the year. That's like a 60+ yard touchdown. He just does that, and then he pulls a hamstring, and then he's out for a few weeks, and then he never stays healthy. But Deshaun Jackson, if he can stay healthy, honestly, he's still a solid deep threat. Of course, not as good as he was when he was younger. He's lost some of his speed, but he still is very, very fast. And they have Van Jefferson as their wide receiver 4. And if you look at tight end, they have Tyler Higbee, who is one of the better tight ends in the league. I'd probably say he's probably around top 10, top 15. He's a pretty solid tight end. Not much to say, but he's very solid. Then offensive line is a pretty solid offensive line. They have Andrew Whitworth, David Edwards, Brian Allen, Austin Corbett, and Rob Havenstein. So Rob Havenstein is very, very solid. Andrew Whitworth is getting old, but he's still a pretty solid tackle. Austin Corbett is very solid. David Edwards and Brian Allen are both solid. Their offensive line is probably probably middle of the pack, maybe top 10. I'm not too sure, but I know that offensive line is very, very solid. And the defense is really where it gets really good. So they have Sebastian Joseph Day starting off the defensive line. They have Ashawn Robinson, Aaron Donald, who is the best defensive player in the league, one of the best defensive players in the NFL. I mean, of all time. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, he is insane. He's coming off his 3rd defensive player of the year. I don't see him slowing down. He's still relatively young. He's gonna still wreak havoc. He gets triple teamed almost every single down. So he helps out his teammates, get pressures. Then they have Justin Hollins, Kenny Young, who's a very solid linebacker, Micah Kaiser, who is very solid, Leonard Floyd is a very, 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 very nice linebacker. If you look at the cornerbacks in the secondary, so they have Jalen Ramsey, who is the best corner in the league. I don't think that should be a debate. He has been insane his whole career. He came out the gates as a top corner, and right now he's by far the best corner. He's the only true lockdown corner in the league. He's a good man corner. He's good in zone. He's good at everything. He's insane. They have Taylor Rapp, who's a very, very solid safety. They have Jordan Fuller, Terrell Burgess, Nick Scott. Those are some of their backup safeties. And they have Darius Williams, who was amazing his rookie season. I think he's going to be even better. Darius Williams is a very, very solid corner. I think his defense could be number 1. I think the top 3 defenses in no order are Rams, football team, and Buccaneers. It really doesn't matter what order you put them in, but the Rams should be top 3. Because in my opinion, they have the 2 best defensive players in the league, in Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Ramsey's the best corner, and I think Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the league, period. So I think this Rams team is very dangerous. I do think they are a contender. I think they can definitely win Super Bowl. I just think it really comes down to if Matthew Stafford can really, play really well. And if Darrell Henderson can, fill in for Cam Akers and play solid. But yeah, I think this team will win the NFC West. I think really it's just between them and, honestly, I would say the Seahawks. I think the Cardinals are good, but I think they're probably 1 year away. I think Kyler needs a little bit more time to develop. But I think it's between the Rams and the Seahawks, but I just don't think the Seahawks can do it. They don't have a good defense. The defense is like all right. It's like probably a bottom 10 defense, but it's definitely it's okay. It's not as bad as it used to be, but So yeah, this is why I think the Rams win the NFC West. We're gonna go ahead and get onto their schedule, and I'm gonna do a record prediction. We're just going into the record prediction. So week 1. They play against the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be a W. The Bears are not a great team right now. Yeah, their team is just not great. They have Justin Fields at quarterback. I don't think they're going to be able to win. I think they're going to be great this year. I think maybe in 1 or 2 years, I think the Bears can become a solid team. But yes, I think they're going to start off 1-0. Then they have the Colts week 2. I think it's going to be a very close game. The Colts are a solid team, but I do think the Rams edge them out. I think they're going to start off 2-0. Then week 3, they're playing against the Bucks. The Bucks are an insanely tough matchup. I might say they lose. So they're going to start off 2-1. Week 4, they have the Arizona Cardinals. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think they will edge out the Cardinals. I think they're going to start off 3-1. Then they have the Seahawks. I'm going to say they win that game too, so it's going to be 4-1. Giants, 5-1. And they're going to have the Lions. There's some really easy games coming up. Lions, they're going to win that game too. That's going to be 6-1 start. Really good start. Then they have the Texans, the worst team in the league, 7-1 start. Then they have the Titans. The Titans are a very solid team. So I think I'm gonna give them an L there. I'm gonna say they start off 7-2. Then they're gonna have the Niners. I'm gonna say they win that 8-2. The Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna play this year. So I think they're gonna lose that game. They're gonna be 8-3. Then they have the Jaguars. That's the easy game. I'm gonna say they're 9-3. Then they have the Cardinals again. I'll say they edge out the Cardinals again. I'll say they'll be 10-3. Then they have the Seahawks again. They win the first matchup. I'm gonna say they split the matchup. So I'm gonna say they lose this matchup and 10-4. Then they have the Vikings, which they're a solid team, but I'm gonna say they edge them out 11-4. Then they have the Ravens. It's gonna be a very, very close game, but I'm gonna say they edge them out and go 12-4. Then at the last week, they have the 49ers. I think they're gonna win that game and go 13-4. I think 13-4 is a very solid record prediction. For the Rams, like their schedule is pretty easy. They have a lot of easy games. They play the Lions once. They play the Texans once. Those are some easy matches. They play the Jags once. Those are 3 free wins in my opinion. I don't think they stand a chance. So yeah, I think they're gonna go 13-4, my bad. So yeah, guys, that's gonna put the video. This is why I think the Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West. Yeah, that is gonna wrap up the video. Remember, if you are new, make sure to hit that sub button, boys. We're only over 2,000 subscribers, so we very much appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button so the video gets pushed out to new people. Yeah, guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.